Hello everyone, welcome to one more session of Science with me. Children, today we're beginning a new chapter in science that is volcanoes, earthquake, and tidal waves. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn about the volcanoes, earthquake, and tidal waves. Children, many changes occur in nature from time to time. These changes may be in the form of rain, or in form of storms, or it may be in the form of earthquakes or volcanic eruptions. Okay, so like storms, children, volcanic eruptions too can cause heavy damage to life and property. So let us learn more about volcanoes. So, children, these volcanoes are cracks in the earth crust through which the molten rock along with other gases and ash come out. So volcanoes are crack in the earth crust out of which magma comes out. So children, you know what is a magma? A magma is a very hot liquid rock inside the earth. So that's come out. So this magma comes from the mantle of the earth. Okay. So children, the Earth has three layers. The first is the crust, second is the mantle, and the third is the core. So this magma comes out from the mantle of the earth and reaches the crust through the cracks. Right? Volcanoes are usually found. It is found in the form of conical mountains. Children, a lot of pressure builds up underground, which pushes up this magma. So, the magma rushes upwards through a vertical tunnel called a vent and fills a hollow opening called the craters at the top. And the magma bursts out of the craters, bringing out, you know, with it hot gases, dust, and ashes. It will come out, which gases that ash and other gases will come out. So when the magma reach, when what happened when the magma reaches the earth surface, it is called a lava. And children, when the lava cools, it solidifies and forms rock. Now we are going to talk about the according to the frequency of eruptions. So children, according to the frequency of eruptions, volcanoes are of three types. One is the active volcanoes, second is the dormant, and the third one is the extinct volcanoes. See, this active volcanoes, when we're talking about this one, children, it may erupt at any time or it erupted in the recent past. So, these active volcanoes are those that may erupt at any time or have erupted in the recent past. Children, many active volcanoes are found around the Pacific Oceans, giving rise to the name the Pacific Ring of Fire. So, a few examples of these active volcanoes are Mount Ves- Vesuvius, and the second is Mount Fuji also, and Mount Erebus are some well-known active volcanoes. And the second one is the dormant volcanoes. See, these volcanoes, they have not erupted for the several years but could erupt in future. So dormant volcanoes are those that have not erupted for the several years but it could erupt in the future. So Narcondaman in the Andaman Island and Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania are the examples of the dormant volcanoes. Now, the last one is the extinct volcanoes. These volcanoes, that are not accepted to erupt in future also. So, the extinct volcanoes are those that are not expected to erupt in future. Some islands have been formed by the eruptions of undersea volcanoes. So, the Emperor Seamount chain in the Pacific Ocean and the Tidal volcanoes in the Netherlands are the examples of the extinct volcanoes. So, these are the three volcanoes. Okay, three types of volcanoes are here: active one, dormant volcanoes, and the extinct volcanoes. Now, children, we are going to learn about the more about the earthquakes. Okay, so suddenly shaking of a part of the Earth's surface is called an earthquake and caused by shock waves. So, the point under inside the Earth where the earthquake starts, that's called the focus. The area on the Earth's surface just above the focus, that's epicenter. Epicenter. Okay, maximum damage is caused in this area only. Okay, so an earthquake, also known as a quake or a tremor, is a sudden movement of a part of the earth's surface. Okay, so children, tremor means a slight shaking movement, and it is caused by the severe shock waves. So what are the shock waves? Violent shaking movement caused by shifting the rocks. When the rock is shifting, this then the movement is caused, that is the shock waves. Okay, and it caused by the severe shock waves that travel through the solid rock from under the ground to the surface. The point under the ground, okay, the point under the ground where the earthquake begins is called the focus, and the corresponding spot on the surface of the earth is called the epicenter. During Gujarat earthquake of 2001, okay, so Bhuj was the epicenter, and after the first big quake, smaller quakes or tremors may continue to occur. So these are called the aftershocks. Children, this occurs when rock that have been moved out of a place and start, what happened? It start falling back into the place. Then this then this happened. Okay, in Nepal, earthquake of 2015 was there, but aftershocks were felt for many days. Now we are talking about the measurement of an earthquake. So the intensity, direction and duration of an earthquake is detected and recorded by an instrument. So we call that instrument seismograph. Okay. So the strength of an earthquake is determined using an instrument, and what we call that instrument, that is a seismograph, and it measures or record the intensity or the direction and duration of the earthquake. So the intensity of an earthquake can be determined from the recording made by a seismograph, and children, using a scale, and that scale is a Richter scale. So Richter scale is used to describe the magnitude of earthquake. Okay, so the lowest value of the earthquake or one, what it indicate, it indicate a quake that is almost, when we're talking about the one, so what one indicate, a quake that is almost not felt. Okay, it is not felt, and value of 8 or higher indicate or massive earthquake. So a value of 8 or higher, so which type of earthquake? This is a massive earthquake. Okay, now, okay, the after earthquake, now children, what is the after, then when the earthquake happen, after that what are the effects will be there? So the effects of an earthquake, it causes destruction of life and property, roads and bridges get damaged, trees get uprooted, and it can cause landslides and fires. This disrupts the transport and communication system. So an earthquake, especially a strong one, always causes destruction of life and property. Many people, they lose their life, properties, everything. Buildings may the in the buildings, the cracks or even they fall down. Roads and bridges get damaged and trees get uprooted. Many people, they lose their lives too by getting trapped under the heavy slabs that have fallen. So, and children, second one, undersea earthquakes sometimes cause tsunamis that can cause a widespread destruction. So, tsunami is a Japanese word meaning harbor wave. So, earthquake can also occur under the sea, and the earthquake which occur under the sea, okay, and undersea earthquake can cause other disasters such as tsunami, and it can cause a landslides and fire. So tsunami is a Japanese word and meaning is harbor wave. Now we are talking about a tidal wave. A tidal wave is a periodic rise and fall of sea level. And children, it is caused, this tidal wave is caused by the gravitational force acting between the sun, moon, and the earth. So, a tidal wave is the periodic rise and fall of level and it is caused by the gravitational forces acting between the sun, moon, and the stars. And these tsunamis are the massive ocean waves caused by the undersea earthquake. So, volcanic eruptions and landslides. In a tsunami, large amount, what happened? So, what happened in tsunami? Okay, in tsunami, children, a large amount of water moves at a great speed and has the waves that reaches the land. They swell up into magnetic waves. So, the water level at sea as as seen from the land appears to rise considerably. Okay, so tsunami is a Japanese word. Just now I told you meaning is the harbor wave. So children, Japan is the most tsunami prone area of the world, and I think you all know in the tsunami in 2004 was caused by an earthquake in the Indian Oceans, and that time a lot of people in the coastal areas of Tamil Nadu and the Kerala they died in this disaster, right? So we have completed this chapter. Okay, we have learned know about the volcanic eruptions and how many types of eruptions are there, the active one, okay, dormant and the extinct one. We have learned about the earthquakes and the tidal waves. So bye bye to everyone, we'll meet up with the next video again.